Thank you, Manos. Buenos días, queridos amigos y compañeros, dear friends and comrades. It's a great honor for me to speak here to you in memory of Bob Doyle, and I would like to thank the family and the organizations for their invitation. The amigos of the Asociación de Amigos de las Brigadas Internacionales met Bob in 1996 when we celebrate all over Spain the 60th anniversary of the arrival in Spain of the International Brigades. But the first clear image that I have of Bob goes back to 1997, when in July I went to London for the annual celebration in the Jubilee Gardens. I remember his slight figure, his slight smiling blue eyes, the Republic flag that he was carrying. Afterwards, we have seen him many times in Spain, in Madrid, in Barcelona, at the Ebro, at Jarama, at Brunete, and also in London and in New York. And it was always the same slight figure and the same light blue smiling eyes. In all and each one of these occasions, Bob could see that there were many of us who continued to defend the same principles which impelled him to fight all his life, which made him to take up arms in the International Brigades when it was the hour of Spain. In 2003, together with my companion Seve, he promoted the first homage to those who had struggled in the Jarama Valley, Spaniards and internationals, to defend the Spanish Republic and fight fascism. And since that moment, the speech by Bob reminding us of the need for a fight without a pause have been a permanent feature, necessary and essential for us, because they were not nostalgic speeches about the past, but calls for action in the present, because the aims that guided his whole life, the fight for peace, justice and freedom, are still valid and in force. In today's world, they are our aims too. Again and again, Bob has spoken to us about the need to continue the battle for the liberation of humanity. This is his main legacy, a legacy that, together with the image of his slight figure and his smiling light blue eyes, will be forever with us. Farewell, Bob. The fight continues. La lucha continúa.
Thank you, everyone. The trust was formed in the year 2000, and as Manos has indicated, it was a group which comprised the brigaders who were still around then. There were about 30 of them, and Bob was among them and one of the keenest members of the trust then, and also the families, the friends. There were historians, researchers, people who just admired what the International Brigaders had done all those years ago. And now we have about 800 members. We have 3 main events every year. We have a newsletter that goes out every year telling people what we're doing. And the first event of this year will be a lecture in the Imperial War Museum in London. And the morning of that lecture day will be a tribute to Bob. And we're going to show his video diary, Rebel Without a Pause, which he did for the BBC about 10 or 12 years ago. We're going to show that. Harry is going to talk about him, and we hope that some of his family will be there as well. There are lots and lots of people in London who absolutely adored Bob and thought he was a wonderful person, as we all do. And so it's very fitting that that Memorial Day, that lecture day, will be partly a memory of Bob and a tribute to him. Now, at Bob's funeral on Tuesday, there were lots and lots of people. The Golders Green crematorium was packed out. There were lots of tears and lots of laughter. Laughter when Julian, his son, told us about what it was like to be living with a free spirit that was Bob, and the escapades that he got up to, and what the kind of things he made the family do in the name of his special causes: justice, freedom, equality for all. He was always a great fighter and never tired of preaching that, and never tired of actually, just getting down to it himself and hitting somebody or speaking his mind, no matter who was there. And we should all miss him a great deal. Somebody at the funeral said the biggest thing that Bob has left us, apart from his memories, his spirit, his inspiration, the biggest thing is his family, because they've grown up having that man as a great inspiration to them. And they will continue with the same kind of fight and the same kind of spirit that he had. But don't leave it all to the Doyles. There's a new generation coming up. The next generation after the Brigaders have kept it going, and we will keep it going, but there's another generation coming along as well. We must all make sure that they know about the Spanish Civil War. We must all make sure that they know the aims and the spirit of anti-fascism, the spirit of truth, freedom, and a fairer life for everyone. That's what they went to fight for, and to rid the world of fascism 70 years ago. These fights still go on, and it's up to us, the next generation and the generation after us, to keep it going, to keep remembering, to keep educating people about it, and why there is still a need to fight and do what they did. They were known as, everybody said that they were false prophets and didn't know anything. Well, they weren't false prophets at all. They knew the need to go and fight. They unfortunately lost the fight in Spain, and Spain continued to have a terrible repressive regime for the next 30-odd years. And those people who survived the Spanish Civil War had to go on and fight the same fascist enemies. Hitler, his bombs that had bombed Madrid and Guernica still bombed London, Coventry, Birmingham. And Belfast, that generation we owe a great deal to. They had to continue, they gave the best years of their lives, about 10 years in fact, fighting those fights for us now. And we should never ever forget the debt we owe to them. That's all I really want to say about that generation. But one of the things I would like to say is a great thank you to Ana, Pérez, and the Amigos. They keep the links together of all the people who went from all over the world. There were, people from America, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, Germany, France, as well as England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. There's a great community of us and a great community of them who went to fight, who saw the need to fight when other people just ignored it. And we're all together now in keeping that memory alive, and we have great pleasure in being linked to all the people all over the world. And it's Ana and the Amigos who have kept all that going. And I just want to say thank you very much, Ana, for that. Thank you, and thank you all.
Yes,